What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ghost back again for another video, and today what I wanted to do was hop back on topic about one of my favorite comic book series of all time. I made like 3 videos about it on this channel already, and I'm going to be talking a lot about this series, and I mean a lot. So this is just another foray, if I even said that word right, into me getting into that. So Invincible, the comic book series. Now, like I said, you know, I made a few videos about this comic book on my channel already. I'll even put the links in this video so that you can go check out those. I made one talking about season 1 possibilities for the Amazon animated series they got coming out later this year, and I also speculated on the actors that they chose to participate in the show, who they're going to be voicing, like the characters that they could be from the comic book. So I thought that was a real fun video to make. I got a part 2 coming up for that one as well. The only reason why I split that up into 2 parts is because a lot of the actors I don't even really know like that, so it's kind of hard to guess who they would be playing. So I just wanted to start with the ones that I knew just off face value, and you know, already know like them from previous work and stuff like that. But today what I wanted to do was a little breakdown video talking about one of the primary aspects that is going to be touched on, or more than touched, you know, depending on how long the series goes, with Invincible, and that is the race that Mark Grayson, the main character, comes from, and that is the race of Viltrumites. Now, I don't know. I think it's Viltrumites. I'm trying to make sure I pronounce it right. I think it's Viltrum because it's spelled V-I-L-T-R-I-M or U-M. So I don't know if it's Viltrum or Voltrum. Correct me in the comments for that. I think it's Viltrumites. But anyway, so, but Voltrum just found better. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a Voltron fan. I don't know. But anyway, so the Viltrumites, they're an alien race of probably the best way, if you wanted to describe them, they're like the Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z, or they're like the Kryptonians from Superman. I even said in my previous video, and to people that, you know, when I try to describe the story of Invincible, it reminds me of like a American, you know, like a westernized version of Dragon Ball Z, with, you know, a lot of stuff added in here and there just to make it feel like its own story. You know, it leans more into superhero territory than it does with, you know, shonen anime stuff and power-ups and shit like that. But yeah, so the origin is very reminiscent of like Clark Kent, or, you know, the Kryptonians or the Saiyans. Now, it doesn't happen where like a guy just comes from, you know, just lands on the planet and gets found by a family. No, it's not like that. I just mean by the race that they are from, it shares a lot of similarities. They're a warrior race. They look just like humans, but they're super strong. So the cool thing about this race, the Viltrumites, is it also lists the different powers that Mark is going to be displaying throughout the show, because it's the source of his power, because he's a Viltrumite. His mom is a human and his dad is a Viltrumite, and you know, he gets his powers from his dad. And his father, Nolan Grayson, quick little funny thing before I get into all the details, was not funny, it's kind of fucked up, but in the second issue of Invincible, when you get this flashback sequence where Omni-Man, aka, you know, Nolan, Mark's father, he talks to him about their origin, where they came from, and who he is, but he kind of tells him an altered version of it. He doesn't want to tell him the truth, because you're going to find out later on that the truth is way more sinister. And yeah, by the way, spoiler alert. I know I took a while before I said that, but yeah, I didn't say anything too bad up until this point. But spoiler alert. So if you plan on reading the Invincible comic, this is a huge spoiler coming up. So, you know, I highly recommend that you just leave right now. But anyway, so in the second issue, you have Nolan explain to Mark that he's a Viltrumite, and that, you know, they're part of this race of superior, well, he didn't really say superior, because, you know, he's not trying to beat that into his brain yet, but they're part of a race that is stronger than your average human. You know, they can live for lifetimes. You know, they can live up to like 1,000, 5,000. They age much slower, like at a much slower rate. But at the same time, as they age much slower, they heal much faster. It's not like Wolverine levels of healing, but they can take a lot of damage and they can come back from near death experiences. I mean, stomachs impaled through, you know, getting stabbed through the chest, getting, you know, damn near their legs ripped off. Like, they go through some, it's a very violent series. They go through a lot of shit, but they're very durable. And I think Robert Kirkman created the series in this way so that he can have them thrown into these over-the-top scenarios and just these brutal fights where they are just getting punished or dealing out punishment. And it's good to make characters strong like that, because the cool thing I like, I'd say the main thing that I like about Invincible is that he has a lot of the same strength as, like, say, a character like Superman, where he's super strong, and, you know, they keep playing that up, hence the name. But his fights are so much more entertaining and visceral, and just, you feel it, man, because even though he's so strong, he still punches people so hard that the bones pop out of his forearm, or, you know what I'm saying, he's fighting against guys that are just as strong as him or even stronger, and it just creates these scenarios that are just so entertaining to read through. And I can't wait until this is animated. Bruh, Conquest versus Invincible. Please let this show make it to that point at least. Man, I cannot wait to see that animated, and I hope it's not a 7 Deadly Sins Season 3 Escanor versus Meliodas situation, because I was waiting for that fight for a long time too, and we see how that turned out. But yeah, so the Viltrumites, what they essentially do, and you know, I'm just skip to the bad version, because the good version, you know, is gonna be irrelevant anyway. But pretty much summarize it, he just told Mark that they were part of a race of aliens that would go out to different planets and try to, like, add them to not really global conquest. You know, they're not trying to do galaxy conquest. I mean, they are, but that's not what Nolan was trying to explain to his son at first. He was saying that what they was trying to do was extend a helping hand to other planets in the galaxy. They was trying to help everybody. And come on, man, even me reading the story for the first time, I knew that was bull. I'm like, there's no way in hell it's a race of aliens this nice to where they about to go out of their way to just go to different planets and just be like, hey, y'all need help? Hell no. What y'all think y'all is, All Might? Nah, man. So pretty much the truth is revealed in issue 12 or 13, I believe. It's the issue when Nolan finally cracks and he just says, fuck it, you know, I'm about to go back to my Viltrumite ways. I'm about to tell Mark the truth, and I'm about to go ahead and come out of this double agent cover that I've been in for years. Because you find out that Nolan was actually sent to Earth to kind of like watch over it and essentially take it over, similar to Dragon Ball Z, which is what I was talking about. That's another comparison. He was actually sent to that planet to take it over eventually, and he was seen as one of, like, the highest ranking members of the Viltrumites. So when you're sent to a planet on your own to eventually take it over, it's essentially like a long leave, like a vacation. Like, he can, I think he said he was staying there, like, they said that they told him he can go there for like 500 years or some shit. Now, he wasn't there for that long, but he went there, he met Mark's mom, fell in love, and, you know, they created Mark. And through all that stuff, he kind of got sidetracked, you know, with the love of his wife, just the whole human dynamic, becoming a father. He lost sight of what he really came there to do, and he was pretty much just chilling the whole time. So one day it just pops into his head like, I gotta stop playing. I gotta do what I was sent here to do, because I'm not gonna be able to keep doing this forever. Eventually another Viltrumite is gonna come here. They're gonna see what I'm doing and shit is gonna get bad. So, you know, Nolan just kind of like just snapped into it, tried to bring his son on board. It didn't work, and it ended in a brutal fight between father and son that spanned across cities, and they was just flying across the world and throwing each other through mountains, crashing through the ground, splitting subways in half. Like this fight was intense, and ended with Mark just laying down on the ground, bloodied, finished, and looked like Nolan was about to do the last, like he was about to, you know, dish out the last, you know, the final blow. But once he saw Mark looking at him, and he saw the look of his son's face, battered and beaten, and most importantly, just sad and just confused about what just happened. It's a line that I really like when he tells him, he just screaming, he like, why don't you understand, man? Like, you know, what you gonna have after all this? Your life, your blood, the alien that you are, you know, the Viltrumite blood that runs through your veins. You know, you're gonna outlive everybody that you love, everybody that you care about. You're gonna outlive them. This whole planet will die and you will still be alive. Why are you so attached to this? Like, what will you have? What will be left? And then Mark just responded to his dad, and he was like, I'll have you. I'll still have you, Dad. And then he just started crying, and he just fly out of there. Like, he just fly out the entire solar system of Earth, and he just leaves. Because when his son said that to him, that was the finals. Like, he just broke when he heard that. And he like, fuck it. Oh! And he just flew off and left. You get the splash page with tears coming out of Nolan's eyes. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait to see that anime. That's going to be the first season, hands down, if they want to get it right. But yeah, man, so the Viltrumites, to sum it up, they're an alien race that come from the planet Viltrum. They have super strength, super durability, they can heal, they can age very slow, and I think they might have something else, but I think that's like all the major ones, like all the major bullet points. Man, if I'm missing something huge, please let me know in the comments. I'd hate to claim that I'm a fan like this and I missed something big, but there is some more details with the whole like history of the Viltrumites, and you know, their whole history, and you know, their the way that they choose successors and the bloodline and all that stuff, and you know, the whole thing with General Thrag, and I want to get deeper into this stuff, but it'll be a much longer video. That's why I wanted to just go over like the main bullet points of what makes them such a threat, why they're strong, and why they're essentially built up since the beginning to be like the major threat and end game of the series, which they are. The Viltrumite Wars, oh my gosh, that's a topic for another video. But if you haven't read Invincible, I highly recommend you check out this series. You don't even have to buy it. Just look it up on readcomicsonline.com. Research, read, get up on game, because I'm telling you right now, the Invincible animated series that come on Amazon is going to be so good. And I know a lot of people are going to enjoy it. So I just say get on it early, man, so you can know about these characters in this story and see how good that they translated, you know, in this adaptation. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. If you enjoyed this video, just subscribe for more content like this. Hit the like button, the dislike button. If you're a fan of Invincible and you like what I said here, want to add something, you know, let me know in the comments. Let's start a dialogue. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to this show, and there will be more videos that I drop talking about breakdowns for different characters, environments, fights, everything Invincible. Absolutely love it, and I'm going to make sure I talk about as much as I can before the show comes out and while the show is airing. So hope you're having a good day, night, wherever you are, and until next time, guys, peace.